Hey, I wanted to let you know there are some dates below in the description of some live events coming up that you may not want to miss. And also, while I have your attention, check out my playlists to see some content that maybe you missed already that you'll be glad you found. That's all. And now it's the Barbarian's turn. Let's see what's up with this bleed token. Dang it! Okay, so now it is time. Now it is time to use his potion of healing. So at least we can get rid of this bleed token and hopefully... come on, give me a 6. Oh, close. I'll definitely take it. That's a really good roll for one of these healing potions. I hate when they are a freaking 1 or those low numbers. You know, part of me, maybe I'll choose to house rule it so they just give you a static 4 points of health back. That's what I did with with movement rolling, just to simplify things a little bit. Instead of rolling 2d6, because that can just be cumbersome, my house rule is they can automatically move 6 if they want. They can roll instead and risk getting a lower or higher number if they want, but they can just move 6 automatically. That certainly seems to be the most useful thing to me. Maybe at some point I'll house rule and say, you know, those d6 potions, they can actually just give you a static 4 or a static 3 even. I don't know. Okay. So that's the Barbarian. He rolled to get rid of... He drank the potion. He doesn't have bleed anymore. Can he do anything productive from where he's at? I don't know that he can. Unless he tries to do a reckless charge to get in there. That would be the only way that he could do anything right now. I mean, the dwarf will be able to get out of the way before his next turn. He could even take a swing at the skeleton before then. So I think I'll maybe just stay put with the Barbarian for now. The elf, on the other hand, what's his health looking like? He's got 6 right now. Do I want to have him use his acrobat ability to get in there? Let me look at this again. Remind myself. The elf may move through enemy figures but must end his movement in an empty space. After ending his movement, the elf player individually rolls 1 combat die for each enemy space he moved through. On a skull, the enemy gains a free attack against the elf, who may roll defense dice. And these skeletons have 2 attack dice. Oh, but he's going to have to jump the pit to get through there too, and he might end up falling flat on his face in that pit. Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. Crap. I'll tell you why it's terrible. Because I cannot bait the monsters to come to me. I cannot bait the monsters to come to me. If I say, I don't want to force a guy to be in that doorway, I'd rather have the monsters just come to me and let them jump the pit. Well, Zargon's not going to do that. Why? Because I've got the threat token system. Now, if this was the base game, there's no clock. There's no mounting danger if you just sit around and wait. But the threat token system means that every turn that passes, if we have a stalemate here where the heroes are like, no, monsters, you jump the pit. And the monsters go, no, you jump the pit. The monsters are going to win. Now, you could argue, well, skeletons, they have a mind of 0. So they're not going to be that tactical. But Zargon. Zargon's the puppeteer. Zargon is controlling, ultimately, all of these monsters, whispering in their ears, guiding their attention, almost subliminally, to what he wants them to do. And so Zargon would hold back the skeletons. So I think what this means is that the elf is going to try and use Acrobat and get in there. Because I might as well. Otherwise, I will lose a waiting game against Zargon. All right. So Elf's turn. He's going to go... his plan is 1, 2, 3. So he's got a couple things to deal with. First, he's got to see if he successfully jumps the pit. And I think he just has to roll not a skull, Let me double check that. Jumping a trap. Yeah. So if I roll a skull, I spring the trap. Dang it! Okay, so he didn't even make it that far. He fell into the pit, which it's hard to kind of signify. But he fell in. He's in the pit. He lost a body point, and that super sucks. All right, dwarf. You can attack, but you have to attack at a disadvantage. This really sucks. This really sucks a lot. Okay. I think I might have the dwarf get out of the pit and do a reckless charge into that room. Yeah, because I don't want to have to be attacking from that pit space. So, and the dwarf has 5 body points. He's got a strength potion. I guess he doesn't. Oh, no, he does have 1 healing potion. So I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. All right. Reckless charge. He's going to try and go where the elf could not. He's going to go 1, 2. Now the skeleton gets a free attack on him. Rolls 2. Gets 1 skull. The dwarf rolls 2 defense dice. But he can only roll half right now. The question I'm asking myself is this the moment to use Stubborn Resolve? I don't think it is, because then that commits me to having less defense for the next 3 turns, and my whole purpose in going in there is to attack from a better position. So I'll just roll. Nope. Okay, so he does take 1 hit. That puts him down to 4. Glad he has that health potion. So that got him in, and now he can attack. And he does have a potion of strength. Oh, but these are skeletons. I mean, they're like the weakest thing next to goblins. So let's just have him do a normal attack in there. 1 skull, and the skeletons get 2 defense dice. Oh, crap, he defended. Okay, dang it. All right, so that's the end of the dwarf's turn. It's the wizard's turn. It's the wizard's turn. What's the wizard going to do? Anything? Is there anything he can do that's useful? Can he buff anybody else? He can't put these guys to sleep. I don't know that it's worth it to... You know, I think this could be useful right now. He's going to use... he's going to cast Veil of Mist. Gosh, I can't remember the last time I've cast Veil of Mist. It's so funny that this is like... I find myself tactically in a situation where this is relevant and appealing to me. And it's ironic because Veil of Mist... Let me show you. This spell may be cast on any one hero, including yourself. On the hero's next move, he may move unseen through spaces that are occupied by monsters. And so I've given in my house rules here the ability for any hero to move through enemy spaces, though at risk to themselves. And the same thing for the enemies. And that combination of things, that's introduced factors into the game that suddenly make this more useful. I mean, this whole pit trap being here, this pit trap was never going to be there. I never would have, if I was searching for treasure, if that came through the deck, searching for treasure, I would never search next to a door. So I've never put myself in this situation. That happened because of the threat token system. And because there's a pit next to the door, Veil of Mist is suddenly a valuable thing. So on the whole right now, maybe it'll prove to be too challenging. I have concerns about a couple of rooms still left in this quest. But on the whole, I'm very happy with the effect that this is having on my gameplay experience. So, okay, let's get this back over here. So yeah, the wizard is going to cast Veil of Mist on the barbarian so that on his next move he can provided he can jump that trap, he can get in there and not have to worry about this getting attacked by the skeletons at least. So, so that now it's Zargon's turn. One threat for him, and the skeleton is going to attack while the elf has a disadvantage. Skeleton gets 2 attack dice. That's 2 skulls. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. That's terrible. The elf only gets 1 defense die. Jeez Louise. So the elf takes 2. He's down to 3. It's not looking good. This is not looking good. Let's see here. I might have to find some way, because right now I don't think I'll be able to. I don't think I'll be able to survive this quest without cheating in some way in the player's favor. So I might have to come up with something. So that was that skeleton. This other skeleton is going to move over here and attack the dwarf, because why wouldn't he? Complete miss, though. I'm grateful for that. All right, now it's the barbarian's turn. So let's see if he can jump this trap. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and just present himself as a tempting target, because he's got rock skin still. But let's see if he was able to jump that trap. Nope! Crap! Crap! So Thundar is down to 4. And he lost rock skin. Dang it! Dang it. Okay. Okay. So Veil of Mist was wasted. Would have been cool, though. Would have been cool. Alright, so his turn's over. The elf. I really don't want to attack at a disadvantage. I'm gonna see if he can use Acrobat and get in there and go 1, 2. So let's roll. Okay, so there's a skull, so that means that he is going to be attacked, right? Yeah. So the skeleton does get a free attack. 1. At least the elf can roll his full 2 defense dice. Oh my gosh. Hey! I'm counting it. Landed on the table, but it was clearly face up. That's a block, baby. Alright, so the elf gets to attack now. Come on, man. Oh my gosh, come on! Complete miss. Dwarf's turn. Dwarf, come on now. He's going to attack that skeleton right in front of him. 1 skull. Skeleton defends with 2. Dead. Well, super dead. I guess he's already undead, but... Wizard? Gosh, Wizard. Is there anything you can do right now that would be useful? I want to hang on. He's got some decent spells, but I want to hang on to... I want to hang on to him. I want to hang on to him. Well, he's got Genie. No, it's just a skeleton. Come on, dude. It's just a skeleton. We got this. All right. So back to Zargon's turn. Zargon gets a threat. Skeleton, let's see. Who has fewer hit points right now? The elf has 3. The dwarf has 4. They both have the same number of defense dice, so he's going to attack the elf. 1, 2. Yeah, I don't think there's an... He's got that fear ability. Target hero may not attack or cast spells on their next turn. I think doing damage right now is more than... is going to be more useful from a Zargon perspective. So, he's attacking... Oh my gosh! 2 skulls. This is bad. This is so bad. Elf, do you have anything? You have nothing. You have nothing to help yourself with. Oh, he takes 2 hits. He is down to 1 body point. There's no way he's going to survive this quest. No way he's going to survive this quest. All right, so that was Zargon's turn. Wow. All right, Barbarian's turn. All right, let me catch up with some of the chat here before I do the Barbarian's turn. Gabriel Stenson says, speaking of free, oh, thank you for bringing this up. I was trying to make a mental note to put this on the Christian Geek Central forums, and if you're not watching this live, it's going to be way too late for you by the time I put this up as an uploaded video. But he says, speaking of free, Ratchet and Clank for PS4 is free right now on PlayStation Store, as long as you download it during March. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Even if you think that you'll never play it or whatever, I ended up getting a year of PlayStation Plus so that I could play with a buddy of mine, but it comes with this collection of games and stuff, and that's one of them that it comes with. And I just installed it on the PS4 that I handed down to my boys this last Christmas, because I thought, that's probably not the game for me, but it might really be the game for one or both of them. So, if it's free, might as well see what use you can get out of it. And I think all you have to do is claim it. If you claim it, add it to your library. I'm not even sure if you need to download it. If that's the only option you see, then download it. But otherwise, I think you can just maybe add it to your library or something. I don't know. Yeah, Gabriel says, might be a great game for your boys. I'm going to download it myself. Yeah. Speaking of contentment, Francisco says, any strategies for being content with waiting for God? Oh my gosh. That's a heavy one. That's a tough one. The things that I've been waiting on God for in my life have been so light compared to some of the stuff I know you're dealing with, Francisco, and what so many other people are dealing with, It is tied to contentment, and I think for me, and this isn't going to be something that'll be as useful or equipping or encouraging to people in different situations, but for me, my contentment in its connection to waiting on God has grown the more I have spent time thinking about God's purpose for all of our lives. Sometimes I'll get in my head well, God, I think, has this purpose for my life. And then when that purpose doesn't come about, I'll be like, God, what's going on? But what I need to remember is that many are the plans in the mind of a man, but it's the purpose of Yahweh that will stand. And that's a verse from Proverbs that I have taped up on my wall. And the more I think I've clung to that and realized that, what, God's purposes, they might look very different from my own. God's purposes might look like failure. God's purposes sometimes do look like failure. They certainly look like failure in the case of Jesus. He was horribly mistreated, and what looked like absolute, utter defeat. But God was using the free choices of other people to bring about something amazing. And when Peter, I think it was, said to Jesus, when Jesus was talking about how he was going to suffer and die, Jesus was Peter was like, well, may that never be. And what did Jesus say? He says, get behind me, Satan. Effectively saying to Peter, you are standing in the role of Satan right now. You are being positioned and used by Satan to have that mindset and to say that kind of thing. You are not tracking with me at all, Peter. You are on his agenda, and you need to be on my agenda. even though I just said I'm going to suffer and die. I'm going to go through what looks like complete failure. So I think waiting on God has, for me, been helped. I still really struggle with this. As I said earlier, I struggle with contentment just in general in life. But I think when I've seen myself grow in contentment, in some areas in particular, it's been in relationship to opening up my mind to the reality that God uses what looks like failure and what by many others is measured as failure to bring about his purposes. And I can trust that if I am being humble and confessing my own sin and recognizing my weakness and getting myself and my selfish desires, if I'm just confessing those and putting those out on the table, and then just being completely open as much as I can be to God's will, then I feel like I can then truly be in a place where I'm saying, God's plan will succeed, and I am here being willing to be a part of that plan. And so even if it looks like failure, or it looks like what I want is not coming about, I am right in the middle of God's purposes, and I am in line with him. Even if I don't know what his plan is, I am still experiencing the success of his plan because I'm willingly participating in it. And so there's a lot of just, I think, that has to do with perspective in matters of contentment and waiting on God. And yeah, but that's such a hard one, Francisco. That's such a hard one. But that's the most I feel I could say on that topic right now that might, if it's not useful in and of itself, might lead to some other thought that the Holy Spirit will walk you through that will help you as you're waiting on God, as I know you are, and wrestling with contentment in the midst of that. So, yeah, great question, great topic. All right, Gabriel, thanks for coming by. Lunchtime, he says, then workout time. Nice. I need to get back into my workouts much more than I have been. I've been falling off. It's because I saw how much changing my diet could make a difference. That I was like, oh, every once in a while I'd slack off and, Anyway, blah, 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 blah. So it's the, I'll go a little bit longer. The schedule, I think, has me ending in like 5 minutes from now. But I realized, I don't need to do that. I need to leave to pick up my son around noon. And I can actually push this pretty close to that. So maybe I'll go another 15 minutes. And then I can wait and eat after I get back from getting my son from school. All right, let's see what we can do here. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate your willingness to kind of just explore some of those topics with me and allow me to, those of you who tuned in to just watch a board game, thank you for your patience in allowing me to take a little detour like that. I think that's really good to put those things on the table and wrestle through them together, just verbally try and sort through them and figure them out and just confess our weakness and sense of misdirection and lostness as we're trying to navigate the complexities of life. All right, so now the barbarian's going to try and navigate this complexity in front of him. Which hopefully won't be too bad. Zargon doesn't have enough threat. Well, I've already had guys go into this room, so no traps would be triggered anyway. So he's going to get out. Here comes the barbarian. 1, 2. He's going to attack the skeleton. Dang, that stinking pit. What a terrible place for that to show up. Just one skull. That's pathetic. Be grateful. Be content, Pater. It could have been no skulls. So he's going to roll to defend. And he defends. Dang it, I should have picked up this one. It's a little bit superstitious, but it's also, I think, in some ways, statistically at least, viable strategy to not roll with a die that already has the result showing that you want. I should have rolled with that black shield, dang it. Okay. So, that's the barbarian. The elf now. The elf is going to attack. One skull. Sorry, you can't quite see it there. Again, skeleton. Dang it! Come on now! All right. Dwarf. Get over there, dwarf. Make it happen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna come up behind him. And he rolls 2. Dang it! Are you kidding me right now? 2 shields. All right. All right. I'm done with this guy. The wizard's taken the shot. He's at full health, at least at the moment. The wizard's using Seeking Bolt. The wizard deals 1 damage to any monster in his line of sight and then rolls 1 combat die. On anything but a black shield, the wizard loses 1 body point. The monster may not roll defense dice. So he's probably going to lose 1 body point off this. I don't know. Should I just let the skeleton attack? Maybe I should just let the skeleton attack. I'm just going to let the skeleton attack. Nobody's in the pit anymore at a disadvantage. Jeez, LaFreakin' All right. No, he's not going to use Seeking Bolt. Settle down. Zargon's turn. Wait. Wait. Oh, there's a pit right in front of that door, too. This is a terrible room. But if I'm going to do a clean sweep of the dungeon... Okay. Okay. I knew that this trap system, this trap generation system, was going to lead to a lot more traps in front of, a lot more pit traps in front of doors. But maybe too many. I don't know. Oof. Okay. The wizard, I mean, he can't leave. The skeleton has a movement of 6. So if he wants to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the wizard will just go here. He'll just barely be out of reach from the skeleton if that's what the skeleton wants to do. And I think the skeleton wants to do that. Zargon gets a threat. I might have given him one already just now. I don't know. Whatever. Because monsters automatically jump traps. And if the wizard's buddies want to go back and help him from the thing that's attacking him, they are going to have to jump the pit again. And I don't want to have them jumping back and forth. We got places in here. We got these rooms that I want to explore. But that's what Zargon, I think, would do. Here he goes. 1, 2, wait, no. Oh, wait a minute. To do that, he's got to move through enemy spaces. So he's not going to do that. He's not going to take the risk. Okay. All right, we're good. Whew, man, this game sure does change when you add the stuff I've added. Okay, so it's going to attack the elf. I mean, why wouldn't it? The elf has 1 body point left. Jeez. Ugh. I should have used Seeking Bolt. I forgot the elf only had 1 body point left. Okay, it's a miss. All right, we're in the clear for the moment. So that's the end of Zargon's turn. Barbarian. Barbarian, kill him! Oh, just 1. Thank you! My gosh, finally. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. All right, elf's turn. Hang on. Does the barbarian have a healing potion? He does. Who else has one? The dwarf does. Okay, barbarian is going to go here, give his healing potion to the elf. The elf is going to have the healing potion. So I'll drink that when he's dead. D6, heal, and that's 1. The elf will then position himself over here. The dwarf is going to give his healing potion to the barbarian. And position himself here. The wizard, I guess, will go 1, 2, 3, And he'll just hang here just in case he really needs to jump that pit to help them with something. But I don't even think I want to bring him in there. Okay, Zargon's turn. He gets a threat. Barbarian. Here we go. No freaking bleed tokens to roll for, thank you. So, 1, 2, open the door. And what do we have in here? It's worse. Trust me, it's worse. We got another door. And we got several monsters. We've got 2 zombies. And these are worse than skeletons. Crap. And we have a mummy. All right, let's get their stat cards out. Mummy first. There you are, mummy. So we've got attack 3, defend 4, body 2, mind 0, move 4, and curse. Right? Because he's a mummy. Curse of the mummy, right? I have to remind myself what that does. Let's get the zombie card out first, though. Should just be the last one here. Yep. Zombie. Attack 2, defend 3, body 1, mind 0, move 5, and disease. Alright, let's check out these abilities here. Curse first. Yeah, Barbarian. It's Barbarian's turn right now. He's moved 2 spaces. Got to remember that. Okay. So, Curse. Targeted hero places a curse token on their character sheet. A hero with 1 or more curse tokens rolls 1d6 for each curse token at the start of their turn. They may remove 1 curse token for each white shield rolled. A hero with 1 or more curse tokens on their character sheet rolls 1 fewer combat die when attacking or defending. The penalty remains -1, regardless of how many curse tokens a hero has. Okay. Jeez. Alright. When attacking or defending. That's a freaking curse. Yikes. Alright, so how about disease? Targeted hero places a poison/disease token on their character sheet, so this is probably like the sickly shot. At the beginning of every turn, they roll 1 combat die per token. A skull is -1 body point. Black or white shield, remove 1 poison disease token. Remove all poison disease tokens from any hero who drinks a healing potion or is the target of a healing spell. So, the zombies can try to bite him and make him diseased. My gosh. Alright. We're almost done here. I gotta end the stream soon. Barbarian is... Oh, dang. That's gotta be... That's instead of attacking, right? Okay, I was gonna say, can those zombies do disease diagonally? And no, I think the spirit of the concept is it's in place of an attack, and so unless it says within line of sight, they need to be adjacent to them. Okay, so the Barbarian is going to stay put, I think. Man. Yeah, he's going to stay put. And... Whew, that Berserker Rage, there is a... It's a real risk there. Alright, he's going to stay put. Barbarian, how about the Elf? Elf going to do anything? I kind of doubt it. I think they're just going to wait and let the monsters come to them. Of course, based on what I said earlier, you know, that the monsters don't really have a motivation to just come to the door and play that game. So I could really wait them out. But that seems kind of needlessly cruel. I mean, at this point, at some point, I do want to think more as a game master than as an enemy of the players. So, I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit torn. I think I'll go ahead and just have them saunter forward and kind of start doing the usual thing. Yeah, it's one thing to incorporate these rules when it's being played by multiple players as is intended. It's another thing to incorporate all these rules and also be playing it solo. It's a kind of an interesting experience, but yeah, okay. So Elf's not going to do anything. I don't think he has any. Yeah, all he has is pass through rock left, and I don't really want to do that for any reason. I nearly have enough threat for a pit trap. Maybe I should get maybe I should back up and get the guys in there. Yeah, because it's not like the base game where walking into a room like this would be dangerous because there could be traps in the floor. When I'm playing a solo game, especially, I'm not going to be triggering traps during a hero's turn. I'm going to only be doing them on the Zargon player turn. So let's get the Barbarian in there and see if we can take out this zombie right here. At least. Okay? He's got 3 attack dice. Let's see what might be possible. Okay, so we got 2, or no, 1. 1 skull. That's enough if the zombie doesn't roll any black shields. And he did not. Nice. So the zombie is gone. Good. Yeah, with a whole round here and no pit traps that are going to be spawning, I think this is the better way to go. Elf going to come in here and he's going to attack this zombie. Ugh, complete miss. Dang it. The dwarf. Can the dwarf get all the way around to that zombie? I don't think he can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he can't quite. But he can at least protect the wizard and attack the mummy. So that's what he'll do. 1. The mummy gets 4 defense dice. My gosh. And he's got 2 bodies, so I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. Ah, no damage at all. My gosh. All right, wizard. All right, I gotta wrap things up. It might be time for the wizard to cast a spell of some kind. Oh no, but he's got to jump that pit. I do not want that wizard jumping that pit. Dang it. Okay. So the wizard's not going to go. The wizard's not going to go. Let's do a Zargon turn, and then I'll call it for the day. So do I want to try and curse the dwarf? Yeah, sure. Just for the novelty of it. Haven't used this power yet. So it's going to trigger on, what did I say? A 4, 5, or 6, or is it just a 5 or 6? A 4 through 6 it'll trigger on. Okay, so he does trigger curse. And yes, there are curse tokens that come with first edition Descent, and so that's the token that I'm using, putting it on the dwarf's character sheet to keep track of that. That'll become relevant at the start of his next turn. Let's see here. So that's the zombie, or that's the mummy. The zombie is gonna try and trigger his ability on the elf. It does not trigger. I'm going to call that a 1. And so there's no attack either. And that is the end of Zargon's turn. So you can check below to see what the schedule is for tomorrow. And I will pick this up tomorrow and plan on finishing this quest tomorrow, and then moving from that into Pathfinder, the adventure card game, and hopefully also some one-deck dungeon on the last day of Solo Tabletop Game Fest 2021. The first annual, I think, maybe. We'll see. Let me see if there's anything from the chat that I want to respond to before we finish up here. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Francisco says, I had to pause and go back to hear your answer. Definitely helpful to hear that. Totally need to be reminded that things may seem like failure, but God is victorious. Yeah, yeah, and that's the kind of thing. Like in my experience, I need to be use the word reminded, and that's so much of what God is doing throughout Scripture with the nation of Israel. He's telling them again stuff that he's told them already, because we just forget in the thick of life and the intensity of the feelings of life, that can so quickly override what maybe we've already learned intellectually. And so it's so much more. You're right. It's so much more than just kind of like acknowledging a factoid of truth. It's being reminded of it, and being in the discipline of reminding yourself of truth again and again and again and again. So, yeah. Let me just pray for you really briefly. God, would you be with Francisco and everyone else that's listening to this that's maybe struggling with contentment? Would you be with me as I struggle in contentment? Would you draw us to the truth in your word that is specifically relevant to the kinds of things that we're waiting on, the kinds of things that we're not content about? Would you draw us to that truth? Would you lead us to make time to really ponder those truths, turn them over back and forth in our minds, and absorb them? Think about the different ramifications of that truth. Lead us to that truth, and lead us to sit in that truth, and allow that to renew our minds, so that even though our situations, our circumstances may not change in the way that we would want them to, that the way that we feel in the midst of those circumstances can change, and we can experience the kind of power that you want us to have in this life. We pray that you just show your glory, your love, your goodness in that way, Jesus. Amen. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out, and I will be back tomorrow. Again, you can check the schedule below, but tomorrow will be the final day. Looking forward to it. That's all for now. Thanks. Bye-bye. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. We've got a ton going on here at Spirit Blade Productions and Christian Geek Central, including our in-depth Bible study for geeks, movie, game, and other entertainment reviews or commentary, live streams, Christian geek news, original audio dramas, and tons more. And on top of all that, you can become a Spirit Blade insider with an influential voice and get access to exclusive content and rewards. It's your involvement as a patron that will keep all of this going and growing, so I want to thank you for your consideration in that. For more information, please check out our Patreon page through the link below at patreon.com/spiritbladeproductions. Thanks for listening.